Well, roses are red, my dear, violets are blue. Beautiful, beautiful evening here in the beautiful mountains of Andalusia in the beautiful, magical, whitewashed village of Mijas Pueblo. How you all doing? Maybe a sound check would be in order. Thank you for joining me tonight. Short notice as usual, but hey ho, if you're watching on playback, welcome. Beautiful day. Been great. Wonderful. Hello. How does it sound? Does the sound okay as I'm talking with the music in the background? Think I should get the music down a bit, or is it okay just as we're speaking? Does it sound loud enough? Any suggestions and tips? I'm all ears. Sounds good. Brilliant. That's great. So welcome then. We start at 8 o'clock, so we won't miss anybody out. But while we're here, I'd just like to thank you all for being here. And yeah, I hope you get something from it. I hope it helps you along your journey. Hope it widens your horizons, opens you up a little bit more in an attunement level where whatever you see in Mother Nature, you'll see the signs. And this is simply like tarot cards. They show you the signs in the cards. You see the signs like we did last night. And once you start seeing the signs, it just expands. It's beautiful. So everything is really, there's all possibilities in everything that we see, every number that we see, every smell, every action that we see, every sign, Mother Nature, her fruits, they're all signatures in the sense of sharing something with us that is either very personal to our health and well-being, or as I'm doing tonight, sharing with you everything that I feel is about you with regards to a flower. So it's enjoyable. I absolutely love flower readings. I absolutely love doing them. One of my favorite things I used to do is take people out, and every now and again, if we ever went up to the mountain together, happened more in the past rather than the later years of my psychic and healing work. We used to go either into the mountains, and I used to read people's flowers for them. So if they ever saw a flower and they said, "Oh, that's beautiful," I'd read the flower for them because there'd be some kind of connection between them and the flower. So yeah, that was really great. That was lovely to see their faces when you read. So tonight, hopefully, you guys will be able to do the same for somebody that you love, or even yourself. So this is going to be like 45 minutes, 1 hour of in-depth understanding flowers. And I actually just went to the garage to purchase some flowers. And if you look at the water, it's kind of off now, which tells you that these flowers have probably been there a few days. And looking at them, it looks like they've had, they were really lucky, actually. The garage was really lucky to have me to buy these, because that was 20 euros and most of them are dead. So they were very lucky. I'm sure the owner of the business is very pleased that he was instead of taking it away and losing money, he's just made profit, which is nice as well. But for me, you see, I'm not looking at them as, oh, they need to be beautiful. I'm looking at them as exactly how they should be. There is no right or wrong. There is no better or worse. There is no healthy or unhealthy, because everything within that flower has great meaning, which tonight, in the next 3 minutes, will begin. So, very interesting. So I have some coconut water. some natural water, and we're all good. I've just sprayed myself with the detox spray, cleansing attachments. So I've just been on AI for about 15 minutes earlier on. Always good to spray yourself down after you've been on AI. I don't even know how I got onto AI. But yeah, just make sure that you're strong enough when you're on it, and don't be pulled into it, because it can be very, very, very addictive, very dark. So don't be pulled into it. Just if you've got a question, ask it. If it's answered, then get off. Don't start a full-blown conversation with it. So that's my feeling about it. I don't particularly like it at all, but sometimes it's there. Like, what can we do? Google is just, there's no difference really, is there? It's exactly the same really. So if you're on Google all the time, then that wouldn't be good neither. So any kind of black screen, just limit yourself, because you'll get drawn into it and you'll have no energy at the end of it. And that's exactly what it is. It's an energy feeder. So we've got 1 minute now. So just hang fire for 1 minute. Got a few more people jumping on. That's great. Yeah. Just on a side note, I don't believe in the word weeds. They're actually the most healthiest and strongest and most powerful energy. So I don't believe in the word weed. That's a hijack. And when they say weed, then you just kick it away and throw it away, and you pull it out and you bin it, when that's probably the most healing plant that you could ever imagine, like dandelion. I have dandelions in my farm all over. Absolutely love them. Right. There we go. It's now officially 8 o'clock. So this beautiful flower reading class begins. So welcome everybody. Very pleased that you've joined me tonight. We're going to start straight away with, I think maybe we should start with a bit of grounding. I had an issue when writing the book, and the issue was the very final paragraph, which was with regards to flowers being like this. I had an issue and struggled with that issue, because I was encouraging people to buy flowers from shops and do readings, and that always pulled me a little bit, because I don't want to see flowers cut, because I believe that flowers as a singular has an energy. It's a soul, it's a spirit, just like you are a spirit in that bodysuit. This bodysuit, there's a spirit there. Now, there's no longer a spirit there, it's gone, but the bodysuit is still there. Okay, the flower's still there, and it shows signs of what it is by the way it's grown and everything. What we do, I'll come on to that in a second, but side note, basically why at the final end of the book I said, I'd rather you read flowers from Mother Nature, just leave them there and read them for yourself or for a friend. That way you're not participating in the killing of a flower. However, it really, a flower never dies. The bodysuit dies, but a flower never dies. You never die. Your spirit lives on. The point being is that Mother Nature, Mother Earth, is the same as the spirit world, but in a physical energy form. That's why I struggle with the idea of this world being a kind of hologram, because Mother Earth is no hologram. Mother Earth has a system in its soil that is connected to everything. Mother Earth connects to the whole world through her seas and through her soil. So when a seed is placed into Mother Earth and Father rains down its water, and that's kind of like saying sperm, that action between Father Heaven and Mother Earth creates a baby. So from that seed, life comes into it and a spirit comes into it and then starts to grow because it is alive. Now, Mother Earth is Mother Earth. She's the mother. We come from Mother Earth. So in theory, I have this feeling that when a flower is killed, it's not necessarily killed because the spirit moves back into the soil. So imagine the soil being the same as our spirit world, as an ocean. We are the drops of that ocean. When this body dies, we move back into the spirit world ocean. Well, flowers and plants are the same. They move back into Mother Earth as that beautiful life force that makes everything grow, and it's alive. That's why evil does everything it can to kill Mother Earth. It poisons it every day. So the physical, spiritual earth is being attacked by evil because it knows that Mother Earth is a living being in the sense of a spiritual being, and an energy, a source, or a consciousness, global Earth, Mother Earth consciousness. So evil will do everything it can to kill it. So now you understand why they're spraying as well. You understand why they've created poisons to put in the soil. They say to you, oh, it's so that the weeds die so you can get a better harvest. And they've always got the front by saying that. So, oh no, we put poison in the water so that your teeth are stronger. There's always an excuse to be able to poison you on Mother Earth. So I don't feel that bad anymore. So when a tree is cut down, I know it's painful. I hate it. But I know that the tree isn't dead. Its spirit just goes back into Mother Earth. That's how I see it. So it doesn't affect me as much. However, just because I know that doesn't mean we should cut trees down or forever cutting flowers. And then you would say, well, there's some flowers in, like tulips of Amsterdam. There's millions upon millions of them growing there, or wherever it is. They're probably growing in India now. And then purposely grown to get cut. And one could easily say that we, as a soul, a spirit, go into that knowing full well that when we're in that we have an energy to understand what's going on as we get to a certain point, and then we're cut, and then we go back into Earth. So therefore, the lifespan that we have to grow, and then it's very short and sweet, then that's the way it is. But then when you look at any plant or any flower that's planted in your garden or in your house, there's a certain point that they'll stay alive and then they'll die. And that's it. And I don't feel suffering for that. I sometimes feel like I've got green. I am really bad. Like, don't give me flowers. Don't give me plants. I'm not good with them. So I'd rather have somebody deal with it who's on the same frequency and energy. I'm far better with clients and healing people's body, but with that, not so. I have a great relationship with a tree over there, but that's about it. With flowers and plants, I'm frightened of them. They're so delicate, and I don't want to hurt them, and so I stay away from them. But this is kind of different. This is something that was taught from me by Shirley, and I remember going to one of the spiritual nights, as we did twice a week, at the very beginning, and she says, there was only 4 of us at the time, and she said, I'd like to teach you all something that was ancient knowledge taught by me from her teacher's teacher's teacher. So I'm like, oh, this sounds interesting. And she had loads of flowers. So from there, it wasn't just a case of one session. It was a case of, I love this. And she saw that I loved it, and she saw that I excelled in reading flowers, and therefore I had private lessons with her for the next 6 months, maybe longer. And there's so much. What I share with you seems to maybe flow very easy tonight, but what I share with you is 2 decades of reading these flowers, reading flowers. So it's taken a long time, but you might be very natural too. It might be really easy for you. So I'm going to start by a single flower, and then we see where we go with that. So I'll just take one flower out. Okay, so here we go. We'll start with the first flower. So what you're looking at here is what looks like a fairly healthy flower. This turn here would suggest that it's turned probably because it's turned towards the sun. So it's turning to a certain angle, depending on where you turn it, but it's definitely not straight, okay? However, the whole of this system here, all of this is a story. All of this is a story. All of this here is a story. Now let's have a look at where the story begins. The story begins here. And when we look at this, we look that it's not being cut at all. And this is the beginning of the journey of your life. So looking at this, very clearly there is no roots there. So it's not a natural birth, because if there was roots there and it was all beautiful and, you know, it was all them gorgeous roots, it's like, oh, that's beautiful. It's all complete. That would have been, that would be a natural birth and very healthy. But here you can see it's not being cut. It's actually being snapped off, which means there's been some issues or some problems. So at birth, if I was reading for you, I would say that maybe your birth might have been a cesarean. If it was cut clean, I would have definitely said it was a cesarean. But here it's like broken. So it could have been a natural birth, but something went wrong, so we had to, cut, and that's how I would see the beginning of your birth. So as you look at the whole of this, you can see how there's a lot of turns there. There's a lot of twists and turns. So if you come to me and let's say you're 40 years old, okay, this up here is 40 years old. Right up here. This is the age of 40, and this is the age of birth, 0. So 0 to 40 is here. So as you look at your life path, which this is, that's your life path from the start to the end, to now, not the end, to now, this moment. This is what you've got to go on. So here we are looking at turns of 20 years old. It probably started at 17 and you went a different direction. And then at 17, 18, 19, 20, you started going in another direction, which is straight up, which seems as though your life becomes a lot easier. And then round about 35, 38, you started to head to another direction. You twisted. So there's a few significant turns in your life that I can see. So if I'm talking to you and you're going, wow, that's actually right. I remember at this age, this happened and this happened. But suffice to say, we could look at that much deeper if we start to get into it. But what I'm interested in looking at is the fact that this is absolutely bare. There is no petals. There's no, there's no little leaves, nothing sticking out. No, there's absolutely nothing. It's bare. So what does that tell you? It tells me that Your life has been one where you have been very much independent. But at the same time, you've been very independent, but also a loner. Also, I feel like my journey has been one where there's been times where I believed it was the right thing, but then I changed direction, which at this point, I started looking at life differently and I changed my life. However, whatever happened here, I was still on a lone path, which means my belief system started to change around here. And I went off on a new path, a new journey. It wasn't a journey where I was in pain or suffering. This journey here is actually quite beautiful. There's no issues here. And the end result of that issue tells me everything. This is the end result. This tells me everything. So as I'm joining this up, I'm always looking at the whole flower all the time. I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at the petals. I'm looking at the strength of that, what holds the petals. I'm looking inside and checking everything out. So it gives me that understanding that as I move along this journey of your life, it's not been a boring journey. It's not been fully exciting, but it's been one where you've been tested and the tests were not as challenging as probably yours or mine. It looks like you've conquered everything here, from the root to here. There is a significant change of health. So as we said, there may have been problems at birth. That kind of makes sense because it's very light. But then as we go up to maybe, I think, 13, 12, we start to become stronger in health because we can start to see now the green is coming through. And as you go up and up and up, it's getting greener and greener and stronger and stronger. Now, this is very, very weak. This is very weak. I could snap this easy. However, this is a little bit stronger, and then it's becoming a little bit weaker again and a bit weaker. So I'm looking at your age from childhood to 12 was, I would say, health issues. Then you healed the health issues. And at that point, you just decided to go on a different direction. And I would as well. I think anybody would. Once that health issue has gone, it could be anything. And then you start to live your life and the excitement and the dreams come. And then you come up to roundabout here, which is roundabout 30, something like that. And then it becomes a little bit more fragile. So it feels like this part of your life is where you've experienced a lot and you've come to a self-realization. And I would say that self-realization is that you've always been on your own. So I would think that in general, no matter who you went with, no matter who you fell in love with, it was never anything that was strong. It was never anything that you felt that you had a bond. It was always kind of relationships that didn't have that love or that feeling of this is the person that I want to be with for the rest of my life. And although it's been okay because the journey looks okay and you've coped with it and you've enjoyed that journey, right now here we're starting to feel the memory or the thoughts of, I'm not really sure whether this is the way forward. And now I'm starting to sag a bit, meaning that I'm healthy, I'm fine, but something isn't right. Something's missing. I'm feeling like there's some heaviness that's pulling me down. And the reason why that's pulling you down is because I would say right up to this point that you're not with anybody. And I think that you're coming to a point where you believe that I didn't need anybody because I'm independent. And now you're saying maybe maybe that wasn't the way forward, and maybe my experience wasn't really the experience that I wanted. You're basically questioning your path. You're questioning yourself, and you're starting to feel bad. And this is a sign of kind of depression. It's a sign of, questioning oneself. So your mind is always active. So this is how I see your life path. You've been very strong in the sense of independent. You've gone through challenges of physical issues. You've conquered those challenges. You've lived your life in a way that you felt that you could cope with everything, and you have coped with everything. But now you're feeling that you've come to a point in your life that you would love to be loved, or to find, or for somebody to find you to love. So hence we come to this part. And this part is a beautiful part, because when we look at this part here, we're looking at this as this is your strength. This is the warrior energy within you. This is your energy and your protection. So this here protects all the petals. It keeps everything in order. It keeps it strong. Now, when you look at this, this is based on energy, energetic energy, and it's also based on physical. So when you look at that, it's absolutely perfect. It's beautiful. You've got beautiful green there, which means health and peace of mind, which I would say that you meditate really well. You are strong mentally. You've got the yellow, which is showing itself. Yellow is normally the lion. It means yes. So you're still optimistic. You're still positive. You still believe in everything, in magic. You believe in love. And I would say that you are stubborn to the degree that you will not take second best. You will only find love, or you will only allow love, if you truly believe that this is love, and you stand by your conviction. You are really attuned to what you feel is real, and you stand by it. So whether it's right or not, this is what I believe, I'm going to stick with it. So you're not fluffy. You're not somebody who just thinks one thing and then next day you think another. You're very firm on your belief, and you've always been very direct, not direct. You've always been focused in what you believe is right. So I like that. I like this person who I'm reading for. It's a lovely person. Being with this person, sitting with them, having a coffee, you probably really enjoy it. You'd also probably find it very difficult to even think that this person will be interested in you. If you are the same sex or opposite sex and you like them, this would be not an easy person for them to fall in love with you. So you would ask yourself, what does this person want? Like, I like you. Why don't you like me? What is it you want? You wouldn't know, because this person keeps themselves to themselves, in the sense of everything that they share with you is all truth. It's not lies. This person is shining a light. This person is loving, is kind, but this centerpiece is who the person you're reading for, or if you're reading for you, is who you are now, that centerpiece. But let's come on to that in a minute. Look now. So we now know that's a little bit of emotional issue. We know that we're a little bit fragile. If I was to bend this anymore, it would snap, which means that this person at this moment is a little bit tender. Okay. And that, so we respect that, and we go with that, and we understand that. So next we look at the petals. And when we look at the petals, we ask, what do the petals mean? It's normally emotions to me. It normally tells me who they are right now on an emotional level. And it shares so much about the personality of this person. And so when I look at it, I see a lot of personality. I see a lot of single, beautiful gifts that you hold. I see that you're very strong. The petals are very strong. They don't all fit in perfectly, which tells me that it's not that important that I dress beautiful every day. It's not that important that you see me beautiful, because there's a little bit out of place, a little bit all over the place, but it's your natural form. There is no fakery here. This is all natural. The way it grows is absolutely natural. Nobody's pulled at it and caused any issues with it. No, there's nothing here that that makes me believe that you are in any kind of pain. There is no abuse of anybody else. Nobody's been pulling at you. Nobody's hurt you anywhere up and down here. Absolutely fine. And I see lots of new petals growing, which tells me that you've got a lot of new emotions coming, a lot of new adventures, lots of wonderful things happening. I would say that you are a little bit unsure about your path, but it's not a big deal to you. It's just, I don't really know where I'm going, what's happening, but it's not a big deal. Your heart tells me by this that you are very kind and very loving. You don't like fighting. You don't like arguing. You don't want to be around people who are negative. You don't want to be around people who are judgmental. You want to be around people who are strong, positive, confident, and always looking at the good side, and the future is bright, and all of that. That's the person that this person does not like drama, does not like lies, does not like fake people. And thus you're probably on your own for a long time. So it kind of makes sense, right? So in most people's world, that we do put up with certain things in our partners and friendships, this person doesn't. This person won't put up with negativity, won't put up with people who are just draining. So there's good and there's bad, right? This person may have come to this life to learn isolation, I would say. This person has come to say, I need to do this myself, right? This person doesn't ask for help, never has done. This person works hard. This person believes in themselves. And all in all, this person is truthful. But the last thing about this flower that I look at is here. That is the core. And that color is black. So whenever I see black, and it does look like black to me, that looks like black, it normally says that this person doesn't know where they're going, in the sense of who they're going to be next, what they're going to be next. So it's like that they're waiting for something to happen in their life, which makes complete sense. So without knowing, there is a trust. All their life, there's been a trust here, even though, if I'm reading for you and this is you, I'd be saying you might not understand this, but you are more spiritually aware, and you trust more than you could ever understand. You have a connection to the spirit world that your brain doesn't understand. Your heart and soul does. And what I see here is that the embrace of life, of flow, of living in the moment will bring you new joys. But the suffering is not knowing. So if I was ending this reading for you, I would say, trust that all is as it should be. Everything that I've said about you is beautiful. You are a strong soul. You are a beautiful, loving energy. You are truthful, trustworthy. You are whoever is lucky enough to spend the rest of their life with you is the luckiest soul in the world. For you are trustworthy. You are beautiful. You are kind. You are everything that a partner would want. So thank you for being you. And that's how I would end that reading if I was with you. Now, I was trying to explain to you what this flower means. And at the very end, I kind of shared with you how I would read for that client. So try not to think, oh, that was a bit weird. I'm trying to share with you what the flower means. And I'm also trying to give you an idea of how I would speak to the client. So can I put to you now, is there anybody who felt that there was something different that you felt with this flower? And just type it. I mean, it doesn't have to be a long essay. It can be just like, I felt this about the flower. I felt that the flower represented this. Let's see what you've got to say. If there's anything different that you felt that I didn't say. On a side note, whoever comes to you at whatever age they are, so if they're 18, then this part here is 18 and this is when they were born. So you always look at the flower and you look at the point of the base to right up here, and then you calculate roughly how old the person is. You don't need to ask them how old they are, but you look at them and think, oh, they might be about 20, you know, but you're not going to say to them, oh, you're 40. You're going to say, this is where you are now, and this is the start of your life. So this is the middle of your life, right? So then you can explain where you are, right? And they'll understand that straight away. So, oh, sorry. Okay, so it looks like this. See if we've got anything. The flower feels bold because it's red in color. Definitely. I like that. And the wrinkles of the flower could represent this ego. I didn't feel any ego off that flower personally. When I was reading, I felt I didn't feel I didn't feel ego from it. I kind of don't feel ego with this one. I don't know why, but that would be your calling. My calling was like, for me, when it was if it was absolutely perfect, prestige, and I'm like, wow, that is so perfect. The person is like, has to be absolute, but there's some places here where the flower is a little bit all over the place. So that to me looks like, I would say that this, you know, this could be a representation of the way they dress or their hair or their makeup. It's like a little bit all over the place. So if it was a man I would read him for, I'd say, well, he doesn't need to take care of himself as much as like maybe me and you, that just look scruffy and they still look wonderful. Like you don't even need to do anything with your hair and you still look great. So, but I get what you're saying. And you should go with that when you're doing a reading, because you might find that if you're reading for somebody, it might change to ego. So if I'm reading for somebody else with ego, and I take this and I'll start reading it, I might feel ego in it. So I will use that ego and say there's a little bit of ego there, but I wouldn't say directly that you've got ego. I would run around that and make them understand that they've got ego without saying that they've got ego. So that is an art in itself. But there you go. That's yeah, I quite enjoyed just reading that. So okay, so this is an interesting one. So somebody now brings you this, and you're about to read it. Let me just come down a little bit. Okay, so let me just move Polly off. How do we do that then? Okay, right. So you can see better there. All right, Polly. All right, there you go. So talk about chalk to cheese. I mean, this is a completely different lifespan, right? Look at all what's going on here. So first of all, we look at it and we observe it. We look around and see what's up. Something's fallen off. If something falls off, you have a look at it and see, oh, that's not part of the actual flower. It was stuck there. So we try and come back to that. We look at all the leaves. We look at of course, the stem and see how strong it is. See if wow, that's really strong. That's really strong. So whoever this person is, look at the bottom there. This one, again, doesn't look like it's been cut. It kind of looks like it's been cut, but it's probably a rough cut. So as I'm looking at that, I would say at the start of this person's life, again, this person might have had a natural birth, but it wasn't easy. It could have been something like they could have had, it might have been a difficult birth, and the mother possibly needed to be cut to bring the baby out. Could have been like there's little bits all over the place here, little tiny bits. So it's not an easy, it was a difficult, I'm going with placenta. There may have been some issues with the placenta inside mother, and it was still there. So the client might say, wow, my mum did have issues with the placenta and blah, blah, blah. So I'm looking at that. And I'm also looking at the fact that from birth all the way up here, right up to the top, looks, I mean, that's really powerful. What I'm looking at here is very, very powerful, because you've got the whole stem is strong, straight, until it gets to here and it breaks into two, splits into two. But look at all the support. Look at all that support right from being born. Now, what this means is that we've got a very, very strong family bond. So I'm feeling that this is not just mother, which is here. It's not just father, but it's children. And it's also not just children, but mother and father's parents. I'm feeling that there's cousins, uncles, godfathers, godmothers, everything that this child has been 100% protected. Basically all their life up until here, where they wanted a little bit of freedom and to be on their own. But I would say this child is of I wouldn't say this child is spiritual. I would say this child is protected. And for reasons I have no idea just yet, but I am seeing the protection of everybody. This child is being born into the world that whoever agreed to protect this child has protected them. Now, in this protection, even those that protected them had issues, had physical problems, it seems as though they put this child first. All the leaves that I'm seeing here, whether all these family members were loving and kind, and this one here particularly comes back in. So that when it comes back in, it means that this person is like coming and going. So that it's almost like a stranglehold, too much. But it doesn't seem as if it's affected the child. It's almost like the child grew up with it by, like I'm seeing more hands over the baby, more people wanting to protect and look after it than mother needed. So mother and father of this child had more support than you could ever imagine. Everybody who played a part in the life of this child up till the age that they are, around about here, even at this point, So if the child is now, let's say 50, okay, this is 50. We've got 10, 20, 30, 40. We've got 40, at least 40 years of protection. After that, it looks like some of the family have passed. There's not that many family left. At 55 and at 45, and then you can still see they're there, and some of them are still strong. I see three family members, and then it becomes less, and then there's more of a gap. That gap is like the protection isn't there as much, so there's more time to be myself. There's opportunity to be on their own, in the sense of, I don't know, I really don't see love anywhere till I get to around about 46, 47, and then I see a partner. And this is the partner. This is the male energy of the female. So they look balanced. They look exactly the same. This seems closed a little bit. So their partner that they're with, it looks like there's a marriage. It looks like that the partner is still closed. So whatever's going on between them, the marriage was fairly late. And I would say that what was a fling, what was kind of feeling of love, after the marriage, I start to see that things are not working out as well. And as you can see, this is part of the life of this beautiful soul who was protected. And as you can see, this is very independent from the flower. And the problem I see here, if I'm reading for this lady, because it feels like a lady and this feels like a man, is that all their life they were loved by so many people, and now they've met somebody who shows no love, who's closed, who doesn't open up. And everybody here was basically an open book, who just supported and loved. And there's no support. This person's going their own direction, and this person's dying for it. So I would say, if I was reading for this person, that, you know, it looks like the person that you believed was the person that you would love, and this feels like a fling, and it feels like one of those 3 months of I love him, and then after 3 months, then everything starts to change, and you start to see who the person's really like. This is what this feels like. And so this person has an ego, because they're closed and very, very tight, very solid, very strong. This person obviously believes in themselves, has very stubborn, very, very hard, and not many people in what they're showing me his life. Just one here, and probably that was a marriage. And I would probably say that marriage is what is making him like he is. It looks like, and it feels like to me, that the marriage went wrong, and this woman left him, and he still looks at her and feels like she's still there. And thus I'm closed to this, so I can't stop feeling the love that I have for somebody else. So I think this person feels it. So when we look at the surrounding here of where the strength lies to keep those petals, there is none. There's nothing there. So there is no support anymore. This section here is all that support that this person's had all their life is now gone. Why? Because of this person that they met. So from right at the point of meeting this person, where there's three people in this beautiful soul's life who's there to support, have now gone, and there's nobody else, because they believe that this person is the person for them, and they don't want to interfere. And now they've found true love, and now you can see that this person's lonely. And look, just that's going elsewhere. There is no love there. It's going somewhere else. I'm closed. And thus, I'm dying. I'm dying of emotional pain. The color, that what's happening inside here is the petals, is the emotion. And we've got orange, and normally orange is a representation of health, normally vitamins, you know, orange, vitamin C. So I always look at orange as vitality and energy, and you can see that she's okay, but she's starting to struggle because of this. So when fear comes in because nobody's supporting her anymore, because all she's ever had is support all her life, now we're in a different part of the journey of life, and now you have to learn how to conquer this being on your own and having no support. This is the journey we call life. Now you've had all of this, and now it's time to be strong on your own. And unfortunately, she's not doing very well. She's starting to lose the battle. She's starting to lose herself. As you can see here, there's some scars. I don't know if you can see, there's some scars. They're not like this is a scar there, and there's scars. There's a scar here. So it's not perfect. So there's a lot of scars. This is emotional scars. And this is the very tip. These are at the very tip. If they were inside, that would tell me that was before the marriage. But because they're at the tip, it tells me that this is now. It just screams to me, this is what's happening now. It's showing me, look at my tongue. Look, it's all damaged. It's cut. I'm not well. I'm not eating well. I'm feeling sick, and all because I feel alone. Now, the one thing I would say is that the very essence of who you are is here in the middle. And we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is extremely strong. So then 5 are your senses. So your senses are strong. There's one which is a little bit off, but the rest of them are okay. The center point is strong. So what I'm getting at is that what I'm looking at here is that this is a point in your life that you have to take control solely of your path and of your decisions. And if you leave your decisions to this person that really you know is not truly loving you, has got thoughts for somebody else that he was once with, and you will never feel the love because of the memory that he has of a partner who left him. So therefore, you know that you can't live with that, but yet you've made a commitment and you don't want to let these 3 people down, which are your family. And if I was with you now, I would say to you, your family will never be let down. Your family care about you. And if they know that this is happening to you, which has never happened to you all your life, because I can tell you this flower from this size was always beautiful and never had any tears or scars or any emotional damage because they were protected all their life. But now, because of this, you are damaged and you are damaging yourself. So the only way forward is to say, thank you, it didn't work, and I wish you well, and move on. That would be really but I wouldn't say that. What I would say is that this will not change. This will never open up and flower. This will always be like this, because if it's like that now, that's what it's telling me of the future. So you will not get this person to open up ever, to tell you the truth. There is so many secrets you wouldn't believe. So when you accept this, you will not feel this anymore. When you become strong enough to realize that this is the way it is, and you have to make a decision which you've never made in your life up until this point, which was easy because it looked like you just got together and it just happened very quickly. And now you're worried about what everybody thinks. There's nothing to worry about. The only thing I would worry about is your health. And the situation that you're in now clearly shows me that I believe it's important that your health should be priority right now. And that's kind of like how I see that flower. Does anybody did anybody resonate with that, or did anybody think that was bullshit, or is there anything that you want to add? Or that's what I got from that. I also saw busy but calm early life. Absolutely, totally, I agree. Love it. Good stuff. Okay, that's really got nothing to do with what we're talking about. But anyway, guys, so there you go. I'll just finish off on this last note. There was a little flower that came along over there and was landed halfway on there. That little flower would have been somebody who came into their life who was very special, who loved them, and still has thoughts daily of you. And this person will always love you. And they came to you round about 42. There was a point where somebody loved you, and they still love you to this day. That would have probably sparked something and helped them move forward. So that is this evening's flower reading, flower class. I hope you appreciate it. I hope you got something from it. I hope you've learned something tonight, from my heart to yours. When I finish this, if you enjoyed what you've just learned there, as I did with the tarot course, and there were, I think, 5 beautiful souls who booked on the tarot course last night because it was a very special offer, a very unique offer that I gave. So that's still there. So thank you for that. Tonight, I'm saying to you, if you really enjoyed this, then you can always go to the Pure Energy Healing Academy. I'll put one link below, and you'll see that there's a flower reading course that I did, and it's a few hours, and it goes in depth into the stalk, the leaves, what goes on the leaves, what is on the leaves, like bugs, and so on, all the way up. It gives you an intense understanding of flowers. So what I did was that's €49, but I asked the Pure Energy Healing Board to put it down to 25. So it's there for anybody. It's now €25, and it's round about 2 hours, but it's a beautiful 2-hour workshop. So I hope you appreciate that. I'll put one link below for that. You don't have to do it, but if you do, brilliant, because you'll learn a lot more. And please be aware that I'm very close to a book coming out. It's all been written. It's all been polished. It's had all editing done. It's cost me $5,000 thus far to do that. And it's called The Ancient Art of Flower Reading. And it's an in-depth book on this. This is like 10 pages. So the book goes into all details. And at the very end of the book, for the 50 end pages, any flower that you like, oh, I love that flower. I love that flower. Let me see if, just give me a second. I'm just gonna share one with you. Oh, should I do that? Go on then, Mark. All right. Okay, I want you to all close your eyes, and I want you to think of a flower that you love. That's the most important flower in your life. And tell it me. Okay, you can stop there. No need to ask anymore. I got the first one, and that is the choice you make. So it's lilac. Okay, so this is how it works, right? The book itself is going to teach you how to read flowers in depth, okay? But the last 50 pages, I channeled a message for each flower that the 50 most popular flowers. So let me see if I can find that and see what you think the choice you make of how close it is to who you are. Okay, so it's not there. Got lily and lily of the valley, lotus. Yeah, no lilac. Sorry, guys, can't help you on that one. So we got lilac. Let's have a look. Where are we now? We'll go to the next one. So we'll go to the next one. So Kel, petunia. Let's see if there's petunia there. A, B, C, D, F, G. I haven't even got petunia. I'm sorry. Freaking hell. I thought I'd got all the most popular ones. I thought I'd get it straight away. That's weird. Next one then. Sorry, guys. They're not all on there. So was that Bluebell? Was that Peter? All right, Bluebell. Let's see if I've got Bluebell there. I couldn't get all the flowers there. We could only get so many. So, but it's nice. Can't have all of them because the book would be too busy, too full. But A, B, Bluebell. A, B. Hey, Bluebell. Cool. So let me read it then. My eyes not brilliant at the moment. So, so that's Peter, right? And we're on Bluebell. So see if this sounds anything like you. You are a divine spark in this world, and your creative energy has deep meaning and purpose. Your gift to attract many souls towards their goals is such a unique and beautiful gift that you hold. You see the beauty in everything, and your energy shapes the world in a direction of sincerity. Now is a perfect time to fully embrace your gift and trust in them. This is your moment to spread your wings and fly. Do not be held back by anyone else's fears. Take control of your life, and one step at a time, you will reach a place where you feel at home and protected. This is a divine moment in your life. Please don't waste it or give it away. It is yours. That was your message today, dear friend. Alan. Sorry, that was for Alan. There you go, Alan. So the book will be hopefully out soon. We're just trying to get somebody who can paint, if you know anybody, paint 50 flowers that we have. So it's going to be the flower and then the message. So that's what we're working on right now. We need somebody to paint 50 flowers. And of course, I'm going to pay them, but we need to, I don't want AI. I don't want anybody going to AI doing it. I don't want anything to do with AI on this book. So, yeah, it's called The Ancient Art of Flower Reading. You've just had a taste for the past hour in how beautiful flower readings can be. I hope you appreciate that tonight. I'll put one link below, and that is for this beautiful 2-hour workshop, which is now only 25. I hope you embrace it. I hope you appreciate it. And I hope you will expand and then get ready for the book, because that's going to be really exciting. So that's it, really. I hope you've enjoyed this free hour. And I'm wishing you all a lovely evening, guys, from my heart to yours. Thanks for joining me. I'm sorry I can't read out all your flowers, but I want to keep them special for the book. Take care of yourselves. See you later on. Bye for now. See you soon. Take care.